Hi, boys and girls in kindergarten at Hilltop, and maybe some of the other boys and girls that are watching from Hilltop that are younger. This is a good time for you to see the picture book from Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's called Summertime in the Big Woods, and here's a picture of the cover. The book was made into little books that are picture books for younger children, and also as a good way for kindergartners to have a picture of what's going on. I love these books and they're worth listening to. All right, I will begin it. It's Summertime in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And let me get my reading glasses back on. Hi, Freddie and Frida, and there's Leo. They all came to my house for a visit during the time that we're all stuck at home. It's not so bad when I have something to do with all of you. All right, here we go. Summertime. Oh, summertime in the big woods. And here's the beginning picture in the opening of my book. You see the big bumblebee bee, and there's Laura running in the trees, and there's a trillium flower. Kindergartners, that is the state flower for Oregon. So I wonder if trillium grow out in Wisconsin as well. All right, let's read our story. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. She lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, and her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. Here's a picture of Laura and Mary with their dollies. And here's a picture of their little house. And there's Ma and baby sister Carrie and their little house. There's Pa in the far corner. It was summertime in the big woods, and the whole family was very busy. Pa worked hard all day long in the fields, and there's a picture of Pa working hard in the fields, and there's a hat he's wearing. I have a hat similar to that that was made by Amish farmers years ago. I'll show you that at the end of the story. Laura and Mary helped Ma weed the gardens. They helped feed the calves and the hens, and they helped gather the eggs. And here they are gathering the eggs with Ma. Let's see if I can get all that picture. There's Ma, there's Laura, there's Mary taking an egg from the chicken, which is so nice of that chicken to give her an egg. And let's see the next page. Oh, summer was a time for visitors. When company came to visit, Ma would do some extra cooking and cleaning, and there would be new children for Laura and Mary to play with. Remember, we read about Clarence coming to play and his sister, and there's Mary and the Clarence's sister, and then there's Laura and Clarence up in the tree having a good time climbing trees. Oh, that looks like a lot of fun. Sometimes Ma let Laura and Mary go visiting up by themselves. They would walk across the road and up the hill to visit Mrs. Peterson. And there they go, right up the hill to visit Mrs. Peterson. And this is our fraction lesson from the story. I hope somebody will send me an email with their answer to the problem that Laura and Mary have with what's coming up next. Mrs. Peterson's house was always very neat because she had no little girls to muss it up. She always gave Laura and Mary a cookie when they left, and they nibbled the cookies very slowly while they walked home. Let's see if they talk about those cookies on the next page, because each of the girls only nibbled a part of their cookie. Let's see how much. Let's find out what's going on there. There it is. Laura nibbled away exactly half of her cookie, and Mary nibbled away exactly half of her cookie. They saved the other halves to give to baby Carrie when they got home. And there they are going home, nibbling on their cookies. So they don't go on about that, but Remember, if they only had half a cookie and they gave baby Carrie each the other half from each girl, that meant baby Carrie got a whole cookie. How could they make it equal for all three of them? Remember, kindergartners, when we did fractions together, we would take the amount of people and divide the item by that many people. Now there were 2 wholes. How could you give each person an equal amount? Sorry about that noise. My son's moving things around in another part of the house. But how could you divide up those cookies, those 2 whole cookies, so that each girl got the same amount? Kindergartners, send me an email if you figure it out. I want to know. Have mom and dad send it to me. All right, back to the story. When the summer grass was tall and thick in the woods and the cows were giving plenty of milk, that was the time for Ma to make cheese. And here's a picture behind the barn or in front of the barn with the cows eating that tall, tall grass. Oh, it's a wonderful time for cows and everyone else to be outside. Laura and Mary were always there when Ma made cheese, helping all they could. They loved to eat bits of cheese curd. It squeaked in their teeth. And there they are, making their different things with cheese and curds and whey. And outside, let's see if I'm missing any part of the picture. Nope, that's about all that it is. Okay, on to the next page. One day, Pa came home at noon with a surprise. He had found a bee tree. The wagon was filled with buckets and pails, all heaping full of dripping golden honeycomb. Now, you have to listen to part 3 of the chapter book to hear all the exciting story from the honey that came home and how Pa was able to get it away from a bear. Okay. For dinner, they all had so much of the delicious honey as they could eat, and Pa told them about the bee tree. Remember, it was that old one there? And there's Pa with his oaken wooden buckets, kind of like the one I had in class in the fall. Let's see what happens. He told them that the whole tree was hollow and filled from top to bottom with honey. Laura felt sorry for the bees, but Pa told her there was lots of honey left for them. There's the picture. There's Pa just looking at those bees and looking at that honey tree. Wow. After dinner, Ma washed the dishes and Laura and Mary helped. The dishes made little cheerful sounds as Laura and Mary wiped them, and the windows were wide open to the warm summer night. Here they are in their nice cozy cabin. There's part of the picture there. And here's the rest of the picture. Go back. I have to see where I am with that. There it is. Let's see. Soon Laura and Mary were tucked in their beds, listening to Pa whistling softly to himself. It had been another happy summer day in the little house in the big woods. And there they are. Remember, they had to share a bed. And it looks like they've got Charlotte, one doll, and I can't remember what the other dolly's name was. But there they are, Laura and Mary, all snug tight under their 9-patch quilt. And looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? In that house where you could see the stars at night. And here's a picture at nighttime with the bees. Or no, those aren't bees, those are fireflies. Where I grew up, we had loads of fireflies at night in the summer. I wish we had them west of the Rockies, but fireflies do not fly west of the Rockies, only east of the Rocky Mountains. And that's the end of summertime in the big woods. I'm going to show you a hat that a boy in Little House in the Big Woods might have worn. It's an Amish hat, actually, but it is made out of straw, And Ma and Laura and Mary probably would have been the weavers and makers of the hats, because in the story it talks about how they make hats, I believe, in the next chapter. So in the next chapter, you're going to hear about how they harvest, and you're also going to hear about a little boy who was supposed to be working with the men who did what they call cried wolf. And you'll find out what happened to him in the next story. All right, have a good one, boys and girls. I will read you the next chapter in the next segment. Bye bye.